All right, so here's the deal. The theme on this show seems like men's mental health. Okay, from the daddy freeze to the baba that's mixing swallow at old age, and the guy that unfortunately committed the ultimate because he got dumped by a girlfriend. That makes me want to say talk to my brothers. In particular. And then I will leave a word also for the ladies. For the ladies, the truth is that men are in fact going through a lot. Okay, women are not to be blamed for that. I just want you to be aware of it. Okay, men are going through a lot. It's obvious. You can see it everywhere on the internet. Okay, just as much as women are going through a lot. Okay, mental health is a big deal. As you can see, we are talking more and more about it, right? A lot of time men are bottling things up. A lot of times they are quick to move in the direction of strategies, controlling strategies, and manipulative strategies. And when it doesn't work, you can see the worst, unfortunately. Because for obvious reasons. I don't want to use certain languages because of YouTube, right? So, but I want you to be aware. I want you to be aware that men are also going through a lot, okay? Then in terms of if a marriage ends, right? One of the things that Daddy Freeze kept talking about is how he told a lot of story around how that woman was actually saying the son cannot come and carry stuff. In fact, there was a point that she actually sent one of the lawyers to go and pick up cake from the car as opposed to the instruction that Daddy Freeze gave his son, right? I understand when you're hurt, and one of the easiest weapons to use is the children, right? Initially, it might be sex, weaponizing sex, right? Now, I don't like the language of weaponizing sex because she obviously does not want the sex, right? I think it misleads men. I want you to pay attention to she doesn't want sex as opposed to she's weaponizing sex. Those are two different things, same event, but two different interpretation. One will help you get to solution. The other one will make you resent yourself and that partner, right? So that's something that men should pay attention to. But children, right? Weaponizing the situation to get one up because you're now competing with an ex, right? That child go collect to. That child will collect to. I'm warning you.
Sorry.
That child needs his father. That child will collect to. Now, it doesn't end there when that child starts to collect. Because that child will collect shege from women too. His own fair share. Just normal life as you're moving through life. You collect his own fair share of shege from women. It's just what it is. It's inevitable because collaborative efforts between human beings will create friction. The issue becomes bigger when you don't know how to respond to friction. In this case, we're talking about conflict. We're talking about crisis, right? Learning how to handle crisis. The issue comes up when people don't know how to handle it. It gets bigger. The issue is inevitable. Issues are inevitable, but it gets bigger when especially men don't know how to handle that. Now, if you have a man that has never really seen the example of what a good man, right, is, right, or is lost in terms of identity of what a competent, forget good man, please throw that to the side, I beg, please throw that to the garbage really quickly. Competent men, right, he has never seen an example of a competent man, right, with respect to the family structure and marriage. He will collect shege from women. That will happen, right? That shege will magnify because he does not know how to respond, because he will try to respond with empathy for women, and he cannot empathize with women because he's not a woman. It doesn't have what he doesn't have, right? So it gets worse if you have used him as a weapon against his father, because he can actually, just in case, he can come back and resent you. Because he will trace, if he's a very smart individual, being smart does not mean he will get it right. I want you to get that right too, okay? But he might be trying to connect the dots, and then they connect the dots back to, you showed my father shege. In fact, You manipulated me to show my father shege. I pray that that will not be your portion, but that is not a good picture. That is not a good, what I just painted for you is not pretty if you end up in that kind of situation. And that son might end up resenting you, right? That's the lesson there for the ladies. Gentlemen, you need to relax, okay? Wisdom should not be as hard. It shouldn't be that hard. Sometimes you just need to talk to other men that they have good results. Just because they have good results today does not mean they have not collected shege. Find men, other men, have a conversation. If men are speaking strictly from their pain point, you need to be careful. They are not committing any crime. They don't owe you explanation. They are being human. They are speaking from their pain point. But if that's all you are hearing, you will end up oversimplifying these issues. You will try to generalize and you will still collect with the word.
Sorry, yo.
Okay? It just gets worse, right? And you're not going to want to sleep with that man. Most likely not. Okay? And you're not going to want to become a woman. Most likely not. So you just end up in misery. Misery loves company. I want you to be aware that this is always true. Okay? So you need to elevate yourself above that and say, what is it that I can learn about the dynamics between men and women? If your solution is competitive in nature, if you find yourself asking questions like who benefits from marriage more, it will get worse for you. I guarantee it. It will just get worse. It's not because of the magic in the question. It's a mindset. It's a massive thing in your reality. It's a mindset, and it will drive your behavior. It will drive how you respond to crisis, and it's going to get worse and worse. Okay? It's going to get worse and worse.